Slight change of plan today. Yesterday we had Stelios doing a workshop for Super Studio. Unfortunately none of you attended. I think you just need to try and start thinking that Super Studio is a studio day. It's not, you don't have just 2 days. You think all this money you're paying, there's a third day available where you can have extra tuition, you can get extra support on your projects, you can do things in other disciplines. So yesterday there was this graffiti workshop and looking at how how things like graffiti and urban art can be used in terms of interior design. So there's a whole programme of these things that will run through until about Easter, and I'd really urge you to make the most of that. The students who are coming to it, the students who are coming to the lectures, are really seeing the benefit from it. Anyway, in terms of this, so Stelios was a student here, finished in 2002. I taught him back then, and since then he's gone on to have his own practice and do some absolutely incredible work. He may share with you some of his experiences as a student, but has said to me that really when he went into industry, he perhaps realised some of the things he should have done at university, and that's a lesson that you guys can learn as well. So, as I said, there's a sort of basis here of graffiti, urban art, taking it into interior design, interior architecture. So I think the relevance of this is first of all about a concept, how you have a concept, how you get interested in something, how you can start to sort of bring it into your work, how it can inspire your work, how you move from two-dimensional to three-dimensional, how you create interior atmosphere. I mean, some of the lighting in these projects is absolutely fantastic, and also an attention to detail, and that every single piece has been crafted, thought about, and it is a completely sort of three-dimensional experience, some of these projects. I think, looking at the work yesterday, I've got to say I'm really proud of what he's achieved. I mean, it's some of it's been in Frame magazine. I mean, some of this is absolutely brilliant interior design. So, this is something to really, really engage with, learn the lessons about a concept, 2D, 3D, attention to detail, make notes. We can probably share a PDF, can we, afterwards or something? Yeah. Obviously, you can give his website address. But, this is kind of as good as it gets, and it might sound a long time ago to you, but 14 years ago, he was sat where you're sat. And you can see now working all over Europe. This is what you guys should be aiming for. If you're serious about being professional interior designers, this is a very, very good benchmark. Over to you.
Hi, I'm Stelios. I graduated as chemist in 2002, which was a struggle for me academically. Also, the language is also getting over the disciplines and follow all that directions of assignments that we had to do. And it took me a while to understand. Actually, I understand it when I graduated because I really wanted to do that. And we had an argument with Kevin how graffiti can actually influence architecture or the other way around. So actually, when I got into the industry, I started getting more deeper on that philosophy and start making it, getting the concept, and actually start forming things, ideas, and then apply it to architecture. And it wasn't easy because also the clients weren't ready to buy it anyway. So anyway, we're going to talk briefly about urban calligraphy and architecture. Basically, it's not methodology, it's a perception, perspective, how you can see things. This subculture, it can also, if it's combined with architecture, it can get a function, it can get distinctive results of the finished product you're going to see. So, what is calligraphy? Calligraphy is a visual art, which is related to writing. You design a letter and you use marker, brush, anything on any kind of surface. Calligraphy is, as I said, writing. So, what is writing? Writing is the actual process of the person who writes on a wall, on a surface of any kind of object. It's about forming letters, characters, and actually from that you can get signs of ideas, symbols. Basically, it's like a way of communicating, but based on lettering, on your handwriting. It's a style or a form of the composition. Lipstein also, I might say, he designed an alphabet in the extension, for the new extension of the museum in Berlin, the Jewish Museum. He did his alphabet and he won the competition about it, so you can see it similarly. Okay, this image, I believe everybody has seen it on the left-hand side, all that chaos of tagging, and haven't you? Is anybody doing graffiti or here or has a friend that knows is doing? No.
You're all too well behaved.
That's good. Clean and simple. So, this thing is about tagging. It's a primal form of writing. Here I have separated some tags, which is about that calligraphy that I liked the way they've been writing. You can see how calligraphic is the handwriting on this one. And this one is the next level of tagging, as you know, which is letters, but gets volume, gets color, gets perspective, and becomes more visually interesting to the eye, more eye-catching on that one. Here is the diagram, how you can start from 2D and you add volume, and you can see actually start evolving. It's similar with architecture, with interior design, when you start design from 2D and actually make it more, getting interesting shapes, getting more 3D, more perspective, and get it more aesthetically good looking. So from here we start. This is an artist which is more into 3D surface, and you can see starts from 2D, adds volume, perspective, volume, and then fractures more, and also gets different perspectives, so you can give it depth. So you can see the finished product, and with the color, how it is. This is a close view of the same artist here, where he's sketching and filling the gaps. You see the volume, and here is the finished product on a bone surface, on covering. Next ones are different, other examples of street art. The one on the left is how that street art is merged with architecture itself, and actually uses the material and gives it a small depth, and make it a bit more alive, one with the wall. Here is a more simpler one with just an outline, get a character, a face. Here are other examples. This is on the left side is how a flat piece can actually being perspective, actually how it's being influenced on architecture. And with the corner, the artist did it on a corner, that flat surface gets 3D perception on this one. Here's another example of a building, of a character design, and another example here, which is more contemporary, more architecturally, more abstract on this one. This one is another example of abstract color dripping, how it emerged with the brick textures and give another notion on that wall covering. And here is how Calligraphy itself can become a wall texture by itself with a repetition and get that effect. Here is another artist that you see here how he sketches, and then he makes his calligraphy, his language, his identity, takes it to a different level into sculpture. And as you can see above, you can see like the wall is popping out, they give it another texture on a flat surface. And on the left is another form, actually I took it for because it can be similarly seen like, it could be a concept model for a building, like, you know, Zach Hadid's drawings, it can be an inspiration. From that, you can actually go imply it in your design, and with the function and the programming of the side of the project you're doing, you can get an actual form. This is another artist which he did, which is more close to architecture for me. I was inspired when I was a student by him. He's more geometrical. You can see all the fractures on the wall, how like a flat surface, he's using it as a layers and showing the inside and showing all that kind of fractures. It's very interesting as a result for the interior. Same artist, you can see the concept drawing there, and then you can see here how is it implied on architectural plans. And this is the result. This is a facade of the building. It's actually, he gave it an identity. It's flat. The only materials used is brick, but he was playing with the direction and the colors of the brick. And it totally changed the building and actually looks like it's 3D, but it's not. It's perception, how people are going to pass by. So something flat can actually be changed how we see it. Depends how you use the materials. Another example of street art that actually is perception. Actually, perception can be changed. You can see it's totally flat, but with a point of view, you get another perspective. It's a visual. It can become a visual. Here is another example of how street art is applied of building. It's a flat surface, but the artist with the calligraphy, he manipulated the point of view and it looks like it has depth of building, but it's totally flat. And here is the other way around. The artist used the perspective of the building and make it look flat using the colors. It's actually what you want to see the users inside the space. It can be very influential as a way of thinking. Here's another point of view, other examples with the perspective and how it's distorted and what effects you can get. Well, I'm going to show you now some things of my work. This is commissioned work I did a long time ago. This is on King Street in London. It was commissioned by AMD. It was freehand drawing, as you can see within the Valentines, but the idea is to show you here this detail. If you actually manipulate, use architecture, you can get a small 3D effect without being a 3D, a flat image on that one. The next one, which I'm proud of it, it was small. This is Splice Bar, and it was freehand from the beginning to the end, from the drawings, as you can see. Everything is hand drawing, and the sections just photoshopped. That project was all handmade. It was about wall coverings. It was about mixing it with stencil techniques, color, light, And it started with the name Splice, which means joining, unite by binding the end. So I wanted to actually take the because it wasn't a historical part of the town. I wanted to keep that part intact, but gradually start binding different things, and in order to create a journey of visual spaces, different visual spaces for the people that go in. So, ground floor plan, the bar, and above its first floor, the technical stencil, the section, another section, all the wall coverings. This is the result. The exterior looks like a garden, walking through. It was a very traditional area, and the design was actually very new to that area. It was making a big contrast on this one. This is the interior. All the wall coverings was, all the walls, all the flowers, the stencils, they were spray painted. The bar was spray painted. You can see here the colors and the effects. And with light gets depth and changes many things. Another one here, another point of view. Even the floor was stenciled. And this is the low floor, which is like a stencil design, but the wall, the floor is pattern goes and becomes the wall decoration. I want to emerge that. And because of that, I got the design of the Urban in 2008. Because not because of the idea of that is Baroque, because there was no material loss for that transition. Actually, if you use some stencil techniques interpreted in a space, you can get it's more cheap than actually by the material. You get that effect. Here is another project which is the first brand I designed. I designed 4 of these, and I started making my language of approaching this project. This coffee bar is called Diverso. Diverso in Italian means different. The client wanted something different to the eye, from his product that he was bringing. So I started using my thinking. I was trying to incorporate it and merge it with graffiti. So the idea of the facade, it started with the letter D, which is it's mirrored differently. So this is it, very flat, but it's totally mirrored the other way around, as you can see. So I can get that effect for the effect of the building's facade. Then interpreted it on 3D and got that result. And here's the extension. Here's the 3D plans, and here's the finished one. Closer view of the building. Here's the interior. As you can see, my approach for this project was start sculpting the materials and using lights, and if I can make it more 3D dimensional for this one. And I wanted to make its identity look graphic. Very graphic, a strong visual. So everybody that goes in to know that okay, this is it. It's totally different from what the places or other bars have been there. Another point of view here. This is applied in objects on the bar. Here's another point of view here. And this is the object, the sculpture this was the plan. Very simple, it's an elevation. The client didn't know that it's gonna be like this. He only saw this bit. The idea was taken because that place was on a crossroad. This is actually a crossroad. And here was supposed to be the place. So I got this idea and started actually then playing with forms and creating a sculpture. And we can see the finished result there. This is the second one. It's a smaller version. I'm not showing the interior, I'm showing the exterior because this is more interesting differently. In order to follow the first concept for this one, I didn't have the facade, but I wanted to make something similar. So I got the idea to create an object outside, taken from letter B, as you can see, the elevation, and become an object bench for the people to sit down there. And even when the shop is closed, actually becomes a signage for that road there. So actually it's how you see things and how you interpret it with architecture. With architecture, graffiti, it gets function. It gets more interesting. Here is the third one. Here is the facade, and those are the sections. Again, inspired here, you can see letter B again. It gave me an idea on the back for the staircase divided in two. And here's another thing, which is I needed, I start thinking it like, what can I do with graffiti? In a way, I start outlining the surface, because there was a problem here. It was a narrow and long. So I wanted people to go inside and go on the back. So the idea started from this and making outlines, a repetition of outlines, and drag them through. Again here, another type of vents. Here's the interior part of it. I was playing with reflections, above floor. And here is the thing with the outlines, getting another finished surface, more textured wall on this one. A bit of the staircase, which is divided in two, and even the lights follows that concept. This is the fourth one, which is the facade is a bit slightly changed. I was trying new things, playing with angles as a detail, as you can see. Here is the entrance, the interior. And here are the sections of it. Like getting more flow, getting more organic, trying to imply, for me this is, from what I see, is playing with letters, but you can't see that. It's perception, as I told you. But implying, getting forms, for me the inspiration was the name version. Start getting letters from there and deconstruct them and start getting to new, interesting details on this one. This is on the floor, this is on the roof, which is layers and colors, and the end of the wall, this is how that wall becomes a strong graphic, which is cut and get the wall a 3D effect. Again, the interior. The good part here is that side, left side, which is with mirrors and angles And I'll show you here some details which I'm playing with reflection, with a mirror, black mirror. And again, as you can see, with outline the mirror and getting reflective textures. The idea was like to make the people that pass by, make them I wanted to make them see something strong visually, so actually can go inside, see why is that doesn't matter. It hasn't got a purpose for, let's say, for intelligent programming, but the only purpose of this one is to make it strong, to make it interesting, to make it eye-catching, so the client can go in and come and buy the product. That's it. I want to get inside the shop. Here's another moment of view, a different project, which is here. I'm playing with light and shadow. I'm using it light as a marker to make different textures, actually to texture the surfaces and make it fadings, but also I wanted to make it look calm and warm atmosphere at the same time. A totally different approach. Here's another interesting object. This one for this bar was actually the bar itself. Was the thing is, we had a problem with that space, and until here, the place was divided in two. There was a narrow corridor, and people they didn't get inside. So I wanted to make them pass that point. So I thought I can outline the bar with lights, carry it in onward direction, and make them actually pass through. And it actually worked on that point. Here is another example of that it's about stenciling on the wall for the part. It's on the same bar, which is a character design stencil, on Maryland. It can be very decorative graffiti as well. Here another one, how you can merge the frame with the wall and make it all look like a painting, and also write some messages outside the box and play.
There is a concept of philosophy.
Yeah, you must have a concept for when you design a place, you start building a philosophy. You have your keywords and start doing all the philosophy. Then is actually when you get all the strategy of the space, then you get into details, how that concept want to be applied and what actually you want to the users see inside the space. So it's actually, yes, it has a philosophy.
Like you use the print of the Mary.
Yes,
Yes.
I did a print and hand drawing. I do that. I do graffiti. I like that. So
why this women not other animal or other celebrity
like Mary.
Yes.
Because I liked it. Rather the specific one was I wanted this strong graphic for that because that part of the staircase was not very nice. So I wanted all that staircase start becoming something, and that was a frame for that thing. So which is more familiar. But maybe it could be something else, could be Picasso, could be anything. I just chose that because I like Marilyn's breeze and it looked good inside the interior, so it's not.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Like, if we use graphite in our design, in space. So does the graphic has to be related to the design?
It can be, or it can be, well, the best thing is to collaborate. The artist with the interior designer, or the architect, to get a strong idea. Or, for me, that's the best thing, because I believe if the artist is going to do what he wants, and the architect something else, the result is not going to be. It is not going to have a function, actually. It's not only aesthetic, it's also collaborating and get the idea, make it more visual, because it can lead to visual language.
So you're saying graphic is decoration?
It can be decorative, yes, it can be. Graffiti can be decorative. Graphic is like an extension of it, if we take it in applied arts, okay? And when you combine it, you can have...
So like it puts more volume to the space.
Yeah, it makes it more stronger.
Stand out.
Yeah, and it's like making it more different than the other places. It's like you're gonna have something to remember when you leave that space. Oh, I've seen this. You might see all the building, like it, the interior, but it's gonna be one part inside a space, but actually it's gonna be marked in your head. So it's a good thing to play with subconscious. Takes you to something else. You remember, oh, I want to go again. So it's something you like. Every space you go inside is, you go not for the space itself. You go, there are some things that you actually liked, and that gives you the urge to go again. If it's like for night out or see a gallery, depends. When you go to a gallery, you see the artist. Haven't you been one or twice in the same gallery? Because there's something you saw and you didn't perceive it as you wanted, you go and see it again. So it's like that. It makes you an input, strong input.
So the decoration of the wall can be without meaning, without special meaning, or just looking great.
It can be. Looking great is looking great. I'll show you something different here. All happened for a reason. This is the idea was this bar looked like have a Mexican style. So this one you can see is like characters that inspired by the Mexican culture. Make it more emphasize that notion there. So we have like a girl from which is taken from the, it's called the Day of the Town, if I'm not mistaken, and a skull which is look like more Mexican. But you can see actually how it works with the surfaces, with different surfaces, the brick, the ground wall, the other ones are techniques, and gives a notion, totally different feeling. For this one, the only hidden message was in this one, that I cut the word, changed the meaning of what the skull says there. And that one, actually, all the people have taken photograph from that one instead of the other one. It's, I believe, must have, in some occasions, you have a concept, a strategy. In some occasions, it's only aesthetic, nothing more. It's nothing more. Okay.
I noticed the lighting effect on the ceiling.
Mm-hmm.
It's the picture of the wall or the texture of the light.
Of the light. That was, costume was a simple idea. It's taking lamps, like the Oriental, use the lamps, put it as a color, and that makes the texture of the wall. So it actually changes all of it, that flat surface. And another one here, well, the whole view, and the idea was like that I want to show you was on the floor. Carpet, stencil, have all that feeling again. Only just concrete. Almost concrete, and have all the setup looks like a house was the idea. Coming in the house with the Mexican drink. And you have from character design with wall effects, and also on the floor you can have a really nice scenery instead of putting an actual carpet. What looks like it's like plain and interpreting stuff differently or materials differently. You can have a totally graphic effect. Everybody thought, oh, it's a nice carpet. It was good like that. They had the feeling.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Can we only apply graffiti on surfaces like walls and ceilings? Can we
Walls,
apply
ceilings, the roof, any surface.
Can't be applied on furniture?
Yeah, any kind of surface.
Like we can use stencil.
Yeah. On the bar, I saw you at the beginning. On the bar was spray painted. It wasn't painted by the carpet. It was spray painted. So you have no problem. Just use the material and leave the stencil, and actually you can give it a different texture of what it is. I'll show you on the next one. This is called Mandalay. It's a music bar for live shows. Here above you can see like a character, which I digged it on the surface with stencil, 4 meters high, and then I just dig the surface and make it look 3D and have a merger, become one wall. And actually, like the canvas is the wall itself, all of it. I showed with this technique, I wanted to show the rock that the actual building was it. And with stencil, I made it look like one. And here is like another freehand drawing, which is like an eye. Okay, for the other part of the building. The idea was like this was an old house, so actually it had the fireplace inside. So we wanted to make it look like you come in the house and you have the band in the bar and you enjoy the music. That's it. This is all spray painted, and this is spray painted, and then use other materials to show the existing structure of it. Here's a wall installation for a restaurant, part of it. Which above you can see the drawing, the elevation, and the result below. Where the idea was like, you can see like, it's very linear, just outlines, different thickness. And the idea was like in the middle, here as you can see, it's like how they are overlapping. So you can look the effect that actually the wall is stitched with the color. You have a glimpse so people can go and, when they order, take the food, and go and sit down there with on the sofa, because the distance was big. So the idea was like to create something graphically very strong and have a bit of glimpse and make people, oh, I want to go and sit there. And actually it did work. The people were going to buy from here and they're going to where the other room was there and sit down. They were trying to do all that distance, which was the basic concern of the architect, how they're going to put them there. The next one is another brand in, I don't know, have you been in Mexico? No. Not for vacation, nothing. Okay. You should go. So this is another brand of burger house called British Burger House. The idea of this one is I just wanted to show you the techniques, the stars here on the right hand side and on the roof. They are stenciled, and that was made with the graphic design department. a franchise. I did all the renovation, and the elements that they wanted to put, they actually asked when they showed the 3D, we're going to use this one here, this one here, and this one here, and they told me you can do it with stickers and whatever you want. But ask it now, we can do it different approach, spray paint it, so we can keep the texture of the wall and become one. Still, it has that strong, vibrant visual, and you can have that effect as well. Next one is an apartment, totally residential. This is a living room where the graffiti actually becomes a painting itself. Instead of putting canvas, you get all the surface of this one. It's a graphic decoration that was inspired by the clients who was freshly married. So the idea was like getting the hands like this, very abstract, and make this idea. Here's a close view of the texture and how it actually works with the light itself. Even calligraphy is very strong and vibrant if you use it with the concept or with the strategy. It gives you very good results. Like graffiti inside the house, there are not many clients that do that. Okay, but actually instead of a painting, if you work with the colors and the concept of what they want and with the light, it can be very, very, very nice for them aesthetically, and they actually, those people love it because we started. The idea was like only to do the graffiti, and then we started renovating all the living room and combined the whole idea. Here's another residence. This one is the exterior. Basically, for this residence, I did the renovation externally and internally. And for this one, for all the concept, the idea was like, how can I put graffiti, calligraphy into hints, and make it look good and make the client feel be in a warm atmosphere. So it's like inside, I'm going to show you with abstract forms and light as an approach for that. Because they came and they asked me, I want something modern, something minimal, but I want to be a warm, calm atmosphere. That was the only thing they told me. So I started playing with it. So externally here, the thing that I played with calligraphy, as we say, it was with light. So I used this vibrant linear light in a way because I saw the surroundings, the houses, and I wanted that house totally different from the other ones. So actually, when it starts getting late and the lights it's on, it totally is different from the rest of the house, and it has that effect as well. Internally, it's this one. On the right-hand side is the dining room, which, as you can see on the back, a part of the wall, which actually looks like a painting, unfolds and becomes a roof. And with lights, you have that feeling. It's a bit of, this is a hint of graffiti, of calligraphy inside the interior. So it looks, so make it look not strong but calm. And on the other side is the living room, which was the thing is with the roof, which is was organic, a bit curved. It's like a fabric that has a hole, and with the lighting, actually the whole roof becomes a light in itself. So that was the idea. And the objects. This is another one, another bar. This, the concept of this was a big bar, which was like 350 square meters project. It had to be done in 3 weeks' time. So the concept of this one was, the idea was like to make it as an abandoned church that was vandalized by chaos of all the artists. So it's the approach to this one was like wall covering everything with different techniques of street art. So this one was like from the primal form of writing, tagging that I showed you before, and into a use of posters on wall and repetition of street art. It is, as you can see there, and above on the top floor, tagged in, and with the light creates an interesting texture from what we see. And here again, different tripping colors. Actually, it's what I showed you in the beginning with how color enacts all combined together, and I have a result for this one. This is used for tagging, for wall coloring. Here's another one I'll show you. This is a lighter design that has been made. This is the concept idea, which is based on this one. For this one, that's why I'm showing it. It's an object, and I wanted this one to stamp my initials, S, Z. So if you see from this point, this marks S. You can take letter S, and if you mirror it, which is it makes Z the other way around. That's the detail from my point of view. So actually, you can use calligraphy in anything with architecture. You can design anything. It's a different perception of it. And here is a close view, as you can see. So, what is calligraphy? It's a visual, it's a language, it's an identity and style. At the same time, it's a perspective, a perception in a space. It's colorful, it's art, it's decorative. And with architecture, it has function. By itself, it's a totally other thing. That's it. Any questions? Yeah. All of it. It's not all. It is a wall covering. It's a form. It's change of perspective, playing with space. Actually, it's visual, and it actually can be an identity. It can lead to your identity as a designer later on, because it's not something. Okay, from this lecture, it's not something you're gonna have the identity like that. You have to to start doing at the same time calligraphy and blend it with architecture. You can get really nice flows from one to another. For me, because I started with graffiti, and when I studied, I was drawing in a specific way that was affected my architecture studies. But at the same time, architecture, while I was knowing more about architecture and seeing architects, and that affected the other part. So it was a mixture of it. For me, personally, I like forms. Like, it gives you different perspectives of it. But it can be in a wall, inside the building, it can be a wall covering, it can be assignments, it can be very graphic. It's close to graphic. Architecture implies graphics. So it can be a whole visual.
Yeah. So, it's specific. It's not about architecture and calligraphy. It's about architecture and graphic.
In some point, yes, it is. It is. It has. Well, graffiti is something graphic. Okay. Like you say, it's strong. When you go out and see something that has vibrant colors, it becomes graphic to you. So apply it to architecture, yes. Actually, you make architecture more graphic. Give it an identity. The thing that I told you, you go inside a place, in a space anywhere, and there's a part that you like. Why do you like it most? So that things like make you subconsciously thinking of it and have that visual in your head. The rest is architecture. That's it. For now, yeah. Shall we have a break and then do the MDF panel of graffiti practice and see.
So, if we meet back here, how long do you want?
15 minutes, have a coffee and a cigarette.
We'll meet back here at 11:30, and then we will be going down to workshops to do some stone.
Clean.
Yeah? Brilliant. Thank you.
Okay.
Come back. Back up here, and then we'll all get down together. It's not compulsory to be today, to go there, but will you next come to me for a tutorial?
I just saw the thing.
Was that helpful on something? Was that helpful in a project
So we're going to go down to the
you have, or was it helpful in a project you might be doing or seeing differently? This one?
It allows us to get into the identity,
It is.
material and commercial space. It's about branding.
It is branding. All of it, it can be combined. That's why it's like, as a separate element, it's totally different. But with architecture, it can actually make very spectacular results. So I hope it's going to help on a future project we're doing for art.
Okay, well, it's branding.
Yes, the identity in the language, it's good. Okay. Sorry? Yes, I have my own practice. I have a team that for everything, for construction, for light design, for everything. No, I work in Greece, but I'm traveling. Now, the last 2 years I've been working in Germany. I'm doing restaurants there. So I use graffiti there, but only a small portion, only as assignments. Because I like to do that, and if it fits with the place, with the concept, it's okay, and the clients love it, because you have a totally different approach. And it's more handmade sometimes, and handmade it's rare and well paid. Everything can do computers and everything. gives you another notion of it. But the restaurants are totally different from those projects I show you. It's totally, this is about more calligraphy and architecture, but the restaurant is totally other one. I can give you the site so you can see different projects, and get inspirations and see how this works later on in the work. Okay? I will give you, I have a leaflet where I can give you all of them, so you can check it out.
No, but that's like the whole thing. I can't do that. I'm sure boring. If I do that, comes your eye.
Which one? Pop your eye, what? So this is, what is your name?
Tamina.
Timina. T-I-N.
Tahmina.
T-H-A.
Tahmina.
D-A.
H-M-I-N-A.
I-N.
N.
N.
Yeah. A.
A. Wait. So it's about. So we can start like what is calligraphy? That's good. Yeah. Use more color. You can even add this one, like, or you can spray this one and leave marks. Play with everything. Improvise. It's not. Here's something else. Example. Start making things overlapping. Smells nice. Here's another geometric shape. Let's say you do a concept model and you do this one, and if you paint it, you have a different effects on that. So you can do many. That's good. Yeah, now you see that you have it closer, and it's not so faded that the first time.
So just keep it close.
Yeah, keep it where you see where you believe it's better. It's good.
Can you go through this?
Yeah.
Oh.
But it needs just a bit so it can make an effect.
Yeah.
Try it, give it a go.
It is a way, you can get forms like
That's a good
this chaos, you can get clean cuts, and it's different. This is more close to stencil from freehand. So you can get actually the patterns and the motifs you want, so you can be clear. Give it a go. Here's masking tape. Why you do what you want to do. Use a masking tape as well.